Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about a couple of the Sifu Shrine rewards, namely Structure Reserve and the Parry Impact. I'll be focusing on these two in this video, but I might make another video about the other rewards in the future. Okay, Structure Reserve first. As the name suggests, it increases your structure, meaning it won't break as easily. To test this, I took a specific hit from the first boss, Fajar, and noted the difference in impact to my structure. It's worth noting that this is an imperfect test, conducted visually by looking at and measuring the impact on the player's structure and HP UI, so take these results with a grain of salt. But hopefully it gives you an indication of the way these bonuses work, scale, and whether they are worth it or not. The attack I tested with Fajar was Fajar's opening one, where he always does a jumping kick. So let's take a look at the results. Importantly, you may notice something about the damage received with no upgrade. When it broke my structure, I also took some health damage, so it may be safe to assume that damage which exceeds one structure overflows into HP. That's purely an assumption, of course, and the way it actually works may be different. Having said that, let's assume that it is true for a moment. Excess structure damage overflows into HP. Okay, if we measure the UI and say that base, no upgrades, is 100 damage received, it appears that level 1 is 90 damage received, level 2 is 85, level 3 is 80. As you can see, the biggest difference and most value comes from their first upgrade. Again, I just want to clarify, this is purely a simple visual analysis of changes in the structure and HP UI, but hopefully it gives you a rough idea of what the improvements are in each level of the upgrade. Okay, now the parry impact. To test this, I parried a string of attacks from the lion-headed guy in the club, timed it, and took note of the impact to his structure bar. So the first time I went with no rewards, I was able to stun him by only deflecting in 1 minute and 29 seconds, and it took 59 deflects. Of course, we have to take into account the times where his structure recovered a bit between attacks. The time I went with the level 1 reward, it took 58 seconds and 37 deflects to stun him. With level 2 parry impact, it took 30 seconds and 22 deflects to break his structure. And finally, with level 3, it took 20 seconds and 17 deflects to break his structure. Now let's take a look at it visually on his structure meter. If we say no upgrade is 100 parry impact to the enemy, level 1 would be 190, level 2 would be 210, and level 3 would be 230. Again, the biggest difference in most value was between no reward and level 1. I myself always buy 2 in the squats and 1 in the club, but you could just buy 2 in the squats and save for something else in the club. Okay guys, that was the video. I just did this little comparison for fun, and once again, please take these results with a grain of salt because it's a pretty basic analysis and involves some assumptions. But if you have any suggestions for other rewards I should do, please leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching and goodbye.